Okay, solving quadratics by graphing. So we're going to talk about solving now. Like I just said, we've learned how to factor quadratics. We've learned how to graph quadratics. Now we're going to solve them. So definition is going to go right here. It is the value or values of x when the equation equals 0. It's essentially where the parabola, what's a parabola? What's that parabola we worked with all last unit? The parabola is it's the U-shaped graph, right? That's what we call it. It's where the parabola crosses the x-axis. Here's your hint. You're going to solve for the values that make ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0 true. Yes, sorry. Ax squared plus bx plus c. Does that help at all? Yes, ma'am. Yes, solve. Okay. Yes, sir. Values. Maybe I should use a pen so you guys can see better. So when we're solving for quadratics, we can have 3 different solutions. We could have a no real solution, a 1 solution, or a 2 solutions. How this looks on a graph. So go ahead and make your x and y axis real quick. Just towards the middle of each of these. Okay. So if it's no real solutions, the definition above said it's where it crosses the x-axis. So if I have no solutions, that means it never crosses the x-axis. So it will look something like this. It's going up and it never crosses the x-axis. Or what else could it look like? Not a straight line because we're only talking about quadratics. But could it be going down and never cross? Like that? If it has 1 solution, how many times does it hit the x-axis? Once. So its vertex point would be on the x-axis if it has 1 solution. Does it have to be going up? So it could be going down? And if it has 2 solutions, how many times does it hit the x-axis? Twice. And those are my 2 solutions. Does that make sense on how to find how many solutions a quadratic has? Okay, here we go. Going back to graphing. So that graphing unit's very important even in this. It says solve each quadratic by graphing. Find the vertex and at least 2 coordinates on either side of the vertex. How do I find the vertex? What's that formula? Negative b over 2a. What's my b value here? 0. So negative 0 over 2 times, what's my a value? 0 divided by anything is what? 0. So I have a 0, put it in the middle of my table. If I plug in 0 into this formula, I get 0 squared, and then subtract 4. What's 0 squared minus 4? Good. What other 2 numbers should I do here? And what 2 numbers should I do here? Good. If I plug in negative 1, what's negative 1 squared? Then subtract off 4. Negative 1 squared is a positive 1, right? Then positive 1 minus 4 is negative 3. What's negative 2 squared? So negative 2 times negative 2. Remember, if you're putting that into your calculator, you have to put parentheses around the negative 2. What's negative 2 times negative 2? What's negative 2 times negative 2, guys? 4. What's 4 minus 4? What should 1 give me as an output? What should 2 give me as an output? Okay. Draw in your x and y axis. And plot your points. How many solutions will this guy have? 2 solutions because it hits the x-axis twice, right? What are the solutions? What does x equal when it is a solution? Negative 2. And? Yep, positive 2. That's all you're doing to start this off, okay? All right, flip to the next page. Go ahead and try number 3 on your own. Or, I'm sorry, try number 2. Let's start with 2 before we go to number 3. Try number 2 on your own. This guy have 0, 1, or 2? 2 solutions. Okay, let's start with our vertex. So negative, what's my b value? Negative 10. So that makes it positive 10 on top over 2 times, what's my a value? So that's really 10 divided by 2, so that my vertex is at 5 something. So I'm going to put 5 in here. 2 less would be 4 and 3. 2 greater would be 6 and 7. So if I plug in 5, so 5 squared minus 5 times 10 plus 24, what do I get for an output, guys? I can't hear you. Negative 1? Yes or no, guys? Do you agree? Seriously? Okay. If I plug in 4, 4 squared minus 4 times 10 plus 24, what do you get for an output? And if I plug in 3, what do I get for an output? 3. What should 6 be? What should 7 be? And then I plot it. Ooh, I need to draw my, did you draw in your axes first? So 5, negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 1, 6, 0, 4, 0, 3, 1, 2, 3, a mirror image. So yes, it does have 2 solutions because it hits the x-axis in 2 spots. So what are my solutions? X equals what and what? What number is x out there? What number is x out there? 4 and close. 4 and 6. There you go. Good job. Any questions? Okay. I want for you to do 3 and 4 on your own. Now, listen to 2 things that I need for you to understand and be careful of. You may have to go with more than ones for each box, or you may have to move the axes over so it's to the left or to the right or up and down. Your axes don't always have to be centered. Okay, so figure out what your x and y values are and then draw your axes appropriately. So go ahead and do 3 and 4 on your own real quick. So negative what? Negative. What's my b value? A negative 12. So that turns that into a positive 12 over 2 times. So what's 12 divided by 6? So this is 2. I go back 1, go back another, go up 1, go up another. If I plug in 0 into this equation, what's my output? 14. If I plug in 1 into this equation, what's my output? If I plug in 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. I'm going to have to go really high, so I'm actually going to put my x-axis all the way down here. My y-axis should be fine. We'll see if I can actually get this on the grid. So it starts at 0 at 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, what's wrong with this? There's something wrong. Oh, no, there's not. Over 1, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 2. 3, 5. And 4, 14. How many solutions does this guy have? 0, 1, or 2? No solutions. Why does it not have a solution? Good. It's not touching the x-axis anywhere. Perfecto. Okay, one more. Negative what? Over 2 times negative 1. So that's really negative 4 divided by negative 2, which is how much? 2. So this is 2, 1, 0, 3, 4. If I plug in 0, what do I get for an output? Plug in 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this one I can draw kind of in the middle. That would be fine. How many solutions does this guy have? Good. One solution, what is that one solution at? Yep. Awesome. Okay, here's what's going to happen now. It is 9:42. The first thing you're going to do is going to take you until 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, you're going to start on the actual homework. I'll tell you what the first thing is here in just a second. But the actual homework is finishing this guy and finishing this guy, front and back of this sheet, and then filling this in. If you just have this filled in and some random graphs on here and no work, then there'll be a 0 point out of however many points I'm going to take it out of. So that's your homework. Does that make sense?